Hello and a warm welcome to our next interview with Wolfgang Bucher from Bucher GmbH. We have several topics to choose from today. We have decided to focus on his latest book, what he has recently written and published. What was the motivation behind writing this book?
Was war denn, Wolfgang, deine Motivation dazu, dieses Buch zu schreiben?
This book is truly a heartfelt project because it not only reflects decades of experience in the field of complementary medicine, but also aims to build a bridge between science and holistic healing. This is extremely important, as conventional and alternative medicine often work against each other rather than together. Traditional medical practitioners and the conventional healthcare system tend to reject alternative medicine as they believe it to be ineffective. As a result, patients' money typically does not flow towards health insurance companies, doctors, or even the pharmaceutical industry. Okay, so we often hear from the field of alternative medicine that conventional medicine is being criticized. Is that true or not?
Konventionelle Medizin kritisiert. Ist das so oder ist das nicht so?
Yes, that is absolutely true. There are shortcomings and bad actors on both sides, but there are also therapists in both fields who think outside the box. A black and white view of the situation doesn't really help us move forward. I firmly believe that we need a combination of both approaches. Clearly, we cannot do without conventional medicine. Anyone who thinks that everything can be healed with vibrations and homeopathic remedies is definitely on the wrong track. However, and this is a big however, conventional medicine completely lacks a holistic approach. It is primarily focused on diagnosis, identifying diseases, and treating symptoms in the fastest and simplest way possible. Or, if that's not feasible, suppressing them. We often hear about a holistic approach or holistic thinking, especially in alternative medicine. What does that actually mean in this context, and how does it apply to your work? Holistic therapy focuses on the whole person, including their environment. It is more about identifying and resolving the root causes of illness or problems, strengthening the body's self-healing abilities, and, for example, addressing the worries and concerns of the patient while finding a suitable solution. If we don't look for the deeper causes of these issues, which often originate in the patient's psyche, in negative belief systems, faulty thought patterns, or unhealthy behavioral habits, then the problems will keep coming back because they continue to be triggered repeatedly. Okay, so for many people, a naturopath, personal coach, or therapist is an ideal point of contact, right? Exactly, and that's why I see these professions as playing a crucial role in health and healing, using holistic approaches, something that is largely missing in our healthcare system. In this context, healing means activating and strengthening the patient's self-healing abilities, which should be complementary to conventional medicine rather than replacing it. The ideal approach would be a combination of both disciplines. The correct term for practitioners in this field is complementary medicine, not alternative medicine. My goal is not to replace conventional medicine, but to complement it with what it currently lacks. That was also the motivation behind developing our radionics system, and ultimately, the reason for writing this book. Some people are familiar with the concept of radionics, while others have never heard of it. Can you briefly explain what radionics is and how it works?
Könntest du mal versuchen, wenn es möglich ist, vor allen Dingen kurz, ich denke mal, bei diesem Thema nicht ganz so möglich, das in Kurzform uns zu erklären, was man sich unter Radionik vorstellen kann, wenn man es nicht weiß.
I will try to keep it short. Radionics is a method that deals with the energetic fields of the human body. Some refer to these as subtle energy fields or morphogenetic fields. Radionics provides a way to identify life blockages and investigate the true causes of symptoms and problems. Very often, scan results reveal patterns and themes that patients either consciously or unconsciously are dealing with. These issues are often buried deep in the subconscious, suppressed because they may be painful to confront. However, it is much healthier to recognize them, reassess them, and process them, so they no longer negatively affect our health. In my opinion, this is the main task of a radionic practitioner, to make the underlying causes of symptoms visible to the patient so that they can be resolved. In most cases, the practical solution lies in changing behavioral patterns, which is not always easy. People often think, "I've always done it this way, why should I change now?" Just think about quitting smoking or switching to a healthier diet. These changes require a lot of energy and discipline, and this is where radionics can help. It attempts to harmonize the dissonances found in the scan while also transmitting energy to the patient, helping them to consistently and decisively maintain these changes. Anyone who has ever tried to quit smoking or lose weight knows exactly what I mean. These are seemingly small changes, yet they can cost years of life or, on the other hand, add years of quality living. Okay, I think by now some of you have a better understanding of what radionics is. If anything is still unclear, feel free to leave your questions in the comments, and we will answer them. If there's something we haven't covered yet, we can also provide additional explanations. Now, let's get back to your book. Some people might think, okay, that sounds interesting, but if I don't know what's inside, I won't buy it. So, where can people purchase it? Or maybe we'll get to that later. But for now, can you give us a brief overview of the content? Perhaps a short summary of the table of contents, or however you'd like to describe it. You can buy the book directly on Amazon by searching for Naturheilkunde und Radionik. Let me show it on the screen. This is the hardcover version, which costs €18.50. There's also a paperback edition, which is more affordable at €9.95. When ordering on Amazon, you can simply choose the version you prefer. It is only available on Amazon, not through any other publisher.
Das relativ einfach bestellen. Es gibt es auch nur bei Amazon, bei keinen anderen Verlagen. Und es gibt übrigens auch eine eBook-Version.
Additionally, there is also an eBook version. So if you have an eBook reader or want to read it on your computer, you can download the book for a little under €5, around €4 or something. My book is primarily aimed at naturopaths, coaches, and therapists who want to integrate radionics into their practice.
Die ihre Praxis mit Radionik erweitern wollen. Ich möchte dort zeigen, wie Radionik Schritt für Schritt.
It provides step-by-step guidance on how to use radionics in daily professional life. I aim to deliver in-depth knowledge, covering both theory and practical applications. It includes exciting chapters on the history of radionics, practical instructions on how to use the method effectively, and tips on how to better support patients and clients. That's essentially what the book offers. And of course, there is also a table of contents. If you visit Amazon, you can even check out a free preview, which includes the complete table of contents, so you can see exactly what's inside before purchasing. Okay, as mentioned, you can view the table of contents there. We can also add links to the books so that people don't have to search for them.
Genau.
I can include them below the video. Additionally, I noticed that your book has a chapter with case studies, concrete examples provided by practitioners who use your radionics systems, such as naturopaths and therapists. These are real cases where they have used radionics as a complementary treatment to help their patients. Would you like to talk about that?
Auf jeden Fall. Auf jeden Fall.
Absolutely. I believe that case studies and success stories are an important part of the book because they show just how transformative radionics can be. Transformative in the sense of helping patients transition from illness to health, from fear to confidence, from depression and sadness to a fulfilling and happy life. Or, for example, from loneliness to a harmonious relationship.
Nein, Depression und Traurigkeit zu Lebensfreude oder zum Beispiel Einsamkeit zu einer glücklichen Lebenspartnerschaft. Ein eigenes
One
Kapitel,
dedicated chapter focuses on legal and ethical aspects. It
It
is very important to me that radionics is used responsibly, without making false promises, but with the goal of supporting the patient's self-healing abilities.
sondern mit dem Ziel, die Selbstheilungskräfte der Patienten zu fördern. Und es gibt
There are also
ziemlich
legal
viele
pitfalls for
Fallstricke
naturopaths and
von
coaches.
Zum Beispiel
For
dürfen
instance,
keine
they are not allowed to
Heilungsversprechen
promise healing,
abgegeben werden,
and even the
auch
word
wenn es
healing itself can be
eine
legally
Person
problematic.
schon ist. Aber wenn man beispielsweise
For example,
Therapie
if
herstellt,
someone
zum
produces
Beispiel
homeopathic
Forschungen,
globules by imprinting regulatory information onto them,
Kommunikation,
patients might
sollte
mistakenly
man
assume
das
they are receiving a
einzige Organ,
pharmaceutical
das
medication.
ihnen ein Medikament gegeben wurde. Und
Such
solche
misunderstandings
Fälle
can lead to
vielleicht zu
expensive
häufigen
legal
Abmahnungen
warnings.
führen. Ich habe das Buch außerdem
I
so
have designed this
gestaltet,
book
dass
to
es
be
sowohl für
valuable for both
Einsteiger
beginners
als
and
auch für
experienced
erfahrene
therapists.
Therapeuten wertvoll sein
Whether you have
kann,
been working
weil
in
es einfach
complementary
auf
medicine
neue
for years
Methoden der
or are
medizinisch
just
arbeitet
discovering the
oder
world of
allmählich
radionics.
anfängt, die Welt der Radionik zu entdecken. Man findet sicherlich in
The book
diesem Buch
provides
hilfreiche
practical tools and new
Werkzeuge,
insights
neue
that can help you in
Impulse.
your practice.
Was das
What
Buch
makes this
vielleicht
book
auch
unique
besonders
is
macht,
the
ist die
connection
Verbindung
between
von
theory
Theorie
and
und
practice.
Praxis.
It's
Es
not
geht
just
nicht
about
nur darum, die
understanding
Radionik zu
radionics, but
verstehen,
about learning how
sondern
to
vor
apply it
allem darum,
effectively in
wie man
everyday
sie
professional work
konkret bei der
to help
Arbeit
patients and
einsetzen kann,
clients in the best
den
possible way.
Patienten und Klienten bestmöglich zu helfen.
Okay, I assume that many people are completely new to radionics, and some might now be curious to learn more. From my perspective, this book is a great summary, as it is written from practical experience, rather than just being theoretical. And as mentioned, we will include all relevant links below the video so that you don't have to search for them. As for how radionics is applied in practice and which hardware is available, we can cover that in the next video with a specific example. We will try to briefly demonstrate the software, although I know from experience that explaining its core functions in less than an hour is almost impossible. Training sessions for this type of software can take up to 4 hours, often spread over multiple days, since it is best to go through the steps hands-on. Which software components would you like to focus on? Or do you have a specific preference for what we should present next time? I have an idea, but maybe you have something different in mind. Let's see if we are thinking of the same thing. I assume I have a different idea because I would like to showcase the Bucher Vita coach, as it is the core presence of our system and program. There is also the Aura coach, which you are probably referring to, but I think the Vita coach is what most people are interested in. The Aura coach is often used as an additional product, which can be combined to integrate Indian tantric life energy and chakras into the system. However, in my opinion, it would be optimal to introduce the Bucher Vita coach, which is essentially our radionics system. We'll go over it briefly. We won't show all the features as that wouldn't make sense at this point, but at least we can give people an idea of how it works and how they can use it. Yes, I kind of expected that you would choose the Vita coach. The original version of your software for naturopaths, which you later modified, was of course called Medifast. I would have suggested showcasing the Aura coach, simply because we might be able to cover it in 15 to 20 minutes and provide an almost complete overview of the program. But we'll see. We'll try to keep it under 30 minutes. If that's not possible, we already have tutorials. And as always, people can ask questions, or we can make another video if there are too many inquiries.
Gerne.
We can also answer them in writing. Let's see. We have a lot to do. I guess we'll demonstrate the program, or do you just want to talk about it? How do you want to structure it? I would definitely show it as well. I will share my screen so we can go through it step by step. I might also show the hardware on camera so that people get a better idea of how it works. I could also add some photos which should help make things clearer. That should work quite well. Yes, that sounds good. A screen presentation would help viewers see what you are explaining, and of course the hardware can be shown on camera. It works well for you since it's clearly visible without any blurring. So, I think we'll meet again in about a week. We will schedule a new appointment right after this, and I want to thank you for your time and for this discussion. We'll talk and see each other in the next session. See you then. I also want to say thank you, Yui. Thanks again, and see you next time. Okay, and for those of you watching, if you have any questions, feel free to send them to us or post them in the relevant Telegram groups that you might already be part of. All right then, goodbye.